Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we live in our dream.
I'm really proud of myself for moving to Chicago by myself and without any good friends in the city. It was a huge leap out of my comfort zone.
I bought a condo last year on my own without seeing it first. Talk about a type A personality's nightmare. But aside from the way it all went down, I am so proud that I could make it happen, and I love living in it.
6 years ago, when I was in college, I founded a magazine called Backdrop Magazine with some of my friends. I am so proud that 6 years later, it is still in publication to this day. I'm also really proud of the strides my students make in my high school art classes, as many of them have never taken an art class before because so many CPS elementary schools don't have fine arts programs.
I completed the Rugged Maniac 5K obstacle course. 3 miles of rugged terrain designed by the Navy SEALs. Those around me had trained for weeks in preparation. My body was designed by coconut pineapple ice cream and Harold's chicken. I was slow. My team name was DFL, Dead Freaking Last. And we lived up to it, but I finished. I'm also really proud that I am raising adventurous children. They are 11 and 13 and have zip-lined across the second longest zip line in the world in Puerto Rico. They were too small and skinny to go alone. They had to go across tethered together. Yes, they were nervous, as was I, but they did it and were proud of themselves for stepping out of their comfort zones.
I am really proud of the quality relationships I have developed. I love to travel, and I have kept in touch with people from every country I've traveled to. It is so nice to spend time with people in their environment where they feel most comfortable and are usually willing to teach you something new about their culture or way of thinking.
I've worked for my company for 17 years and was asked to join the IT department 10 years ago because my current boss saw my potential as a project manager. My first big project was to design a point-of-sale system from scratch. I was so proud when the system launched. It was an awesome feeling to contribute something meaningful that is now used at over 300 theaters nationwide and will soon be expanding internationally.
Last year, I traveled to Egypt, Dubai, and Paris with a group of people that I didn't know. As part of this group, I relinquished my control and, more importantly, my money to someone I had never met. I'm sort of a control freak, especially when it comes to my travel plans. So giving this up was really huge. Well, needless to say, I had an awesome time, and I can't wait to do another adventure with this group.
I'm really proud that I spoke at Ignite Chicago. I knew I had a bunch of solid jokes, but I was worried that I'd screw up and get lost in the timing of the slides. Ignite was on July 29th, which is my birthday. It was the best present I could ever give to myself. I felt like a different person after I did it. Ever since I read the book, Daring Greatly, I've been seeking ways to allow myself to be more vulnerable and to gain strength by doing so. My number one fear and dream was conquered and accomplished all at once. Conquering my second biggest fear, being funny on the big stage, is next. No pressure.
I'm really proud of my sense of resiliency and drive. I've worked 13 years within advertising and marketing, and I've been laid off 3 times. Even if it's temporarily depressing, I seem to pick myself back up and end up in a better place.
I'm proud that I run my own business and help others. I'm really proud of my sobriety, but I'm humble enough to know that it can be taken away in an instant. I look back at my life and I think, I am so grateful.
I'm really proud of the fact that even though I got married at 18, which in hindsight I realized I had no business doing, my husband and I worked very hard to put each other through college without any financial assistance or even much encouragement from our families. And we were able to use our educations to get ourselves out of our very rural, very provincial hometown, which is not a bad place, it's just not the life we wanted for ourselves. And I'm especially proud that we're still married almost 20 years later. Even though we had the cards stacked against us, and even though we have both changed and grown considerably over that course of time. We could have easily grown apart, but instead we grew in a way that complemented each other.
I am very proud that I was able to reach success in a career at an early age. When I was 19, I started working in IT, and I fell in love with the world of computers. I started working really hard to get certifications and advance my skill set. And with that came job promotions and career opportunities. Because of that, I was able to help a lot of my family. For example, when my mom was at risk of losing her house to the bank, I was able to prevent that. Also in 2010, I traveled to Ecuador, where my grandma lives, and I took her flying on a plane for the first time at the age of 90. However, things took on a different direction a couple years ago when I developed a repetitive stress disorder on my hands and arms, which caused me not to be able to work on computers anymore. I was devastated by it, but it made me realize that there are more important things in life than just a career, like taking care of yourself. I know if I put the same time, effort, and commitment into my self-development that I put into IT, I can get where I want to be and have more to be proud of.
Over the past decade, I have managed to lose and keep off over 100 pounds. It wasn't a short road or an easy road, but the process taught me so much about myself, that I can do anything if I put my mind to it, and that my health and happiness are very closely intertwined. It was the hardest thing that I've ever done, but at the end of the day, it's also the most important and rewarding thing I've ever done. It truly transformed my life and made me who I am today.
I'm really proud of the fact that I was brave enough to recognize that being a practicing attorney was killing me, and to take that as a sign that I needed to jump ship or have a heart attack or throw myself off of a bridge by the time I was 35. And I'm proud that I went back to school for social work. I'm really proud of the time that I went to advocate for women's reproductive and maternal health on Capitol Hill. And my friend Liz and I ended up changing the mind of a Republican senator. He decided to vote to keep funding for women's maternal health. I'm really proud of having been a therapist to rape survivors and having all of them tell me that I'd helped them through the worst times in their lives. I'm really proud of growing up in Detroit. I'm really proud that I'm a nerd. I'm really proud of so many little things. Pride needn't come, sorry. Pride needn't come in big accomplishments like high-paying jobs or academic degrees. In fact, I try to find one thing every day that I'm proud of.